So where were we? Ayun nga. So how do you feel?
Feeling about what ba?
Well, you had this big thing, di ba? That, like, I don't know. I know how big it was for you, and not passing it after all the work that after all the work that you put in.
All the work.
Sakit, be.
Putting all the work is such an understatement at this point.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Masakit siya. But how am I feeling about it? Well, honestly speaking, during when I first heard the news, or rather, read the news, kasi may group chat kami, yun. May group chat kami, lahat ng mga nag-take ng certain exam na yun. I just, just can't specify it, but it's kind of like the same gravity as it would be for some people for taking the bar exams. So it's kind of like that. So we have this group chat ng mga takers ng exam na yun. So after the final part of that examination, we were all waiting in agony. Around 4 weeks, give or take a few days. Then, nung nabasa ko yung list nung successful examinees out of almost 1,000 yata.
mas wala yung pangalan mo.
Goodness, parang all that I could hear was a buzz. Wala, my world, as cliche as it may sound, but my world shattered. Wala akong marinig. My mind went blank. My vision was very blurry. As in, wala. Kasi sabi ko, 14 years ko to pinaghandaan. From high school, it's all
You
that...
knew what you were gonna take
Right.
kasi ever since.
Oo.
I mean, even before we met, you've been talking about it
Yeah.
already.
Diba?
So, alam ko lahat ng
So, sabi ko,
actions mapapunta doon.
essentially, ang mali ko naman doon was I'm putting all of my eggs in one basket. But it was intentional, to be fair.
To be fair, kasi nga, yun yung goal mo eh. Kumbaga, one track. Yun yung track mo. That's what you wanted, and you were gonna go for it.
Right. So, 14 years in the making, and I was... Ilang beses ko ba yung tinake? This would make it... Wait lang. 2019, tapos nagka-pandemic, tapos 20... This would be my third time. No. 2019, tapos I passed tapos I deferred, tapos I passed na naman. Yeah, this would make it my third attempt.
Yung first 2 times, nag-defer ka lang naman, di ba?
No, the first time, I failed the first part of the exam, so yung qualifying. So sabi ko sa lulu ko, bobo ko naman, kung hindi ako pumasa dito, hindi mas lalo ako hindi papasa doon sa susunod na stages. The second attempt ko, umabot ako sa written exams, and a lot of people get the chop doon. So I was very fortunate to have passed that written exams. But nung natanggap ko na yung notice ko na I was supposed to proceed to the next part, I had to defer because I had to, enter the military and all that. Pero as time went by, a little bit soul searching was involved. Sabi ko, this isn't really for me. So I took the exams again, but lo and behold, I had to retake the written exams again. So sabi ko, ito na naman, baka naman I passed because it was a fluke. So, you know what? Sabi ko, fine. Nandito na rin tayo. I'll take my chances. Pumasa naman. Okay, fine. Up until the last stage, I thought, sabi ko, the worst of it was over. But,
You thought wrong.
I really thought wrong. Because the last stage was something that I thought of was my, for lack of a better term, forte. So, I was confident, yes, because
What was the last stage ba?
orals. I'm
Oh.
really good with my mouth.
Are you? Are you?
Apparently not! Hoy! Pero high school, extemporaneous speaking, I had it always in the bag. College, mali, so to speak. But sabi ko na nga nung orals na, may nasabi naman ako. I felt confident when I was speaking. I felt like what I was saying made a lot of sense. But ultimately, I failed. So sabi ko, laking dagok talaga sa self-confidence ko. Sabi ko,
Parang nabuhusan ng malamig na tubig.
exactly. Kasi sabi ko, okay lang bumagsak ako sa written kasi understandably, isa yun sa mga pinakamahirap. But babagsak ako sa orals. Kung saan ako again, lack of a better term, confident. Or at least, I've built up the necessary skill set to perform. Bumagsak ako. Honestly, I didn't know what to do with my life.
Well, yeah, that is tough naman talaga kasi nga you've worked hard for it, you've been, kumbaga, yun yung focus mo this entire time. Walang every decision you made was supposed to lead up to that.
Exactly.
So that I totally get and I totally understand. Kasi nga parang ang bigat eh. Was that your biggest failure?
What was my biggest failure? I mean,
No, was that? If it weren't, yeah, what was?
in my life,
Oo.
in general, wait, let me recall my biggest failure. Well, it's not a failure, but it's a disappointment. Pero sige, let's talk about failures. My biggest failure was, I think I'm fortunate to say na yes. Because I've always looked at career as my topmost priority. So even if I failed in a lot of aspects in life, they seem like little things. I mean, in retrospect, na para, for example, hindi ako nag-Latin honors. Okay, fine. Okay lang naman. Everybody gets the same degree. I didn't land a promotion one time. Hindi ako yung unang napili. Okay lang, kasi alam ko naman this is not the end game for me. So, personal life, siguro, one of my failures, siguro with my ex, I wasn't, a good partner. Okay lang, fine. Kasi still, career pa rin nasa isip ko.
Are you a good partner now? Char.
Hoy! I'm a work in progress. Yun na lang.
Okay. Sige. Sabi mo.
Pero ayun, but it's, how do I say this? Sure, it might not be the biggest failure, but it was the failure that had the most impact in my life.
That's a good way of putting it, actually. Ang hirap nga naman kasi pag career ang usapan, just may
ayun na nga.
Buong future mo yung kumbaga kala mo nakalatag na.
Speaking of, how about you?
Me, honestly, I don't think of it, not to sound cheesy or anything, or even optimistic. I'm not the most, I am not the most optimistic person out there. But, sa dami kasi niya, ang dami kong failures eh. I stopped. For one thing, I flunked sa school. I thought, just after high school, alam ko yung capacity ng utak ko.
Right.
I thought, I knew it wasn't gonna be a piece of cake.
Right.
But I thought accountancy wasn't that hard. Especially I was good in math. I mean, I'm not a data scientist or anything, but logic-wise, and accountancy had a lot of logic in it kasi.
Ang dami kong kilala sinusumpang accountancy.
Oo, sinusumpa ko siya ngayon. But apart from the logic kasi, it needed a lot of patience.
Right.
And that was what was missing sa akin noon. Sobrang mainipin ko. Yung 14, I'm not sure if you've ever seen one of those.
Yun, no?
Yung sobrang habang yellow.
Balance.
yellow paper na we call those, there are 4 columns, 8 columns, 10 columns, 12,
Yuck.
and 16 columns.
I've never seen
So,
one.
sobrang lalaki nung ano. Kung ang engineers and sa architects, ang dala nila yung mahabang papel na ganda na blueprint. Ang mark na accountancy, dala nila yung puro dilaw na papel yung dala nila. Kasi dilaw talaga yun. Yung malalaking balance sheet na ganda na financial statement. So yun, for example, twice hindi ako pumasa sa cut. Kasi sa DLSU, sa TAF nun, may certain grade ka. Parang doon nila inimpose sa batch namin. Doon sila nagpalit ng modular.
Okay.
Ng modular style of teaching pa, of learning pa. Tapos, meron kang kailangan, kaya ganun kataas ang sa TAF, kaya ganun kataas ang passing rate nila. Kasi, hindi ka basta pasado. 4 pinakamataas, di ba? Hindi ka basta pasado na nakauno ka. You need to have at least a DOS.
Modular meaning na parang step by step siya.
Yeah, apart from the modular na for the whole term, wala ka iba subject, puro accountancy ka lang, accounting principles ka lang. Hindi nga ako umabot dun eh. Sa batch namin lang unang in-apply yun. Tapos apart from that, kailangan nga makados ka sa accountancy subjects mo. Hindi ka basta uno lang, hindi ka basta pasanghawa. Tapos yung naging prof pa namin, yung head of the department. O, di ba? Ang sakit sa ulo, lahat ng impatience ko, lahat ng shortcuts ko, hindi gumagana. Kasi yung mga quizzes, syempre, kapag alam mo na yung formula, or you can reverse engineer the answers from the multiple choice.
Right.
Tapos hihingin sa'yo solution sa likod. I did it in my head.
I get that.
Minsan ganun eh. Kasi minsan nagiging logic test na lang yung math eh. Tapos, hindi siya gumagana. Hindi siya gumagana talaga. I had to break down everything. Tapos, papaluin ng accounting si mami. But ultimo, when you erase something, you can't erase it ng ganun.
Paano?
You can't erase it. Yung sa regular ballpen na parang i-blur out mo lang. No, you can't. What you do is you put it inside the parenthesis and then you strike through na line. Ganun ka dapat mag-erase. Hindi basta-basta. So pati yun, test ng patience ko talaga. I mean, was it my
Why
biggest...
does it have to be procedural? Pero understood naman.
Ganun, hindi understood siya. Hindi understood siya ng accountants. Nadudumihan sila kapag may ganun. Kaya gusto malinis. Ang pangit-pangit na sulat ko.
Sa spectrum ba kayo?
So, talaga, hindi ka talaga basta-basta. Kailangan, may certain things na specific habits that you really had to learn. I really didn't have the patience for it. But, yun, was that one of my biggest failures? I don't think so. It wasn't. The ultimate goal before was I wanted to be a lawyer.
Right. You did mention that.
Because my parents were accountancy majors. So,
magandang prelo ang accountancy daw.
Yun nga, magandang prelo nga daw siya. So that was supposedly the goal. And then I also failed obligations and contracts twice. Twice. So,
ayun ba yung sinasabi ng oblicon?
Oo, yan yung oblicon. Wala din. So, fine. Maybe it's not for me. So, hanap na ibang career, hanap na ibang degree. Hindi nga ako marketing graduate, di ba? So, I had a lot of failures. I wouldn't say wala yung biggest. Kasi a lot of the failures that I've had, at least half of it was purely, of course, because of the decisions that I made.
Right.
But half of it were external forces that I can't control. For example, having to stop school because of a financial problem sa bahay. And then, di ba, I stopped school sa DLSU sa Manila because, puro ako DLSU. Love na love ko kasi, green-blooded nga kasi ako, alam mo yan.
Kala mo naman ang ganda-ganda ng Taft.
Yung Taft pang. Yung Taft pang. Hindi kasi, iyan yung big achievement sa akin yan. Kasi hindi nga ako graduate doon.
Okay.
So, ang sabi ko sa sarili ko, by hook or by crook, magkakaroon ako diploma na kulay green. Kasi nga high school, Lasal supervised school. So, tas diretso pa ako doon sa Taft.
Right.
And then, doon, natigil ako doon kasi may financial problem sa bahay. And in transition din ako, wala rin ako makuha ang courses. So, alam mo yun, walang but the decision after that to, even though sinabi nila sa akin, pwede na akong bumalik, the decision after that to continue working instead of finishing, yun, choice ko yun.
Right.
Regret yon, so to speak. Bakit hindi ko siya pinili, or rather late ko na realize ang tuloy ko na nga to. So alam mo yun, tapos that was one. And then yung di ba we told you we planned on I applied for school sa Iceland. I didn't get in. Again, big disappointment, but the failure wasn't on my part kasi external force. Tapos yung second degree ko was supposed to be master's, di ba?
Right.
But choice ko rin, hindi kunin yung thesis ko kasi tinatamad na ako.
Galing!
So, alam mo yun, I guess, I don't know it was just a lot of opportunities, both taken and both wasted.
What I picked up was, parang these failures, so to speak, ang daming external factors that affected to that outcome. But nagkaroon ba ng time na or have you ever experienced a failure na hindi mo mabiblame yung external factors but yourself?
Yung going back to school, that decision, it wasn't really a failure kasi I wasn't really doing anything, but it was for a lack of doing something. That decision that I made. But also, while I do regret not making that decision at the time, I don't regret not making it. As of right now, I don't regret not making it anymore.
Makes sense.
Kasi, I wouldn't have, if I didn't make that decision, I wouldn't have realized the importance of it. I would still have been lazy, na indecisive, and stuff like that. So, after that talaga, nung nag-decide ako dun sa second degree na,
locked in ka na dun.
Locked in na. Kumbaga, I was serious. Di ba nga, Diyos ko, drinap ko yung tangina talaga nun, I swear. I like, oh my God. Yung isa ko talaga, yung Integrated Marketing Communications, master's class. Tangina mo, 3 hours yung classes. 3 hours introduction lang between everybody. Sabi ko, ano to, high school? As in, pina-arrange pa niya sa amin yung seats in a circle. I'm like, girl,
high school!
Oo, tapos didiscuss niya sa amin yung credentials niya.
Bakit ganun?
He was in training. Okay, great. Means you know how to teach. Do you know what to teach? Sorry, you're in masters. You don't have enough time for that bullshit. You're expected to have a higher level of standard.
Tama.
Ang ina. Sobrang bad trip kami nun. Very few lang naman yung na bad trip. But yung mga na bad trip nun, kasi may MMC may Masters in Marketing Comms. Then you have MSM, Masters of Science in Marketing in general. Yung mga MSM. Ang logic ka namin na nalalait mo kami nun. Ang logic ng MSM nun, like, these came from the professors, not us.
Okay.
Bakit MMC ka? Talaga?
Ang sasama nyo.
Yun yung tingin nila. Sa akin, as a strategist, as a marketing strategist, as a consultant, I knew I never wanted MMC because hindi siya in line with what I wanted to do. Which is, or what I'm good at, which is, kaya nilalait ko si Mitush. MMC? Really?
Grabe!
Hindi naman, marami akong kilalang magagaling na MMC ko. But the class was focused on MMC kasi. So, I was like, and then we had a pricing strategy class. A pricing strategy class that term din. So, 2 classes lang. yung isa, I was like, within the first 30 minutes, may natutunan ako. Sabi ko talaga, ang ina, so this is the kind. Kasi nga, decided na ako eh. I knew what my goal was, and my goal was to learn. I didn't care. Sure, there's a certain level of elegance sa CV kapag nakalagay, dinala ko talaga yun nung sa corpo days. Nakalagay talaga doon. Kahit present, ay di pa graduated, nakalagay taking taking your master's degree. Ang laking.
Ay, bagay nun.
Pero I was really there to learn and nothing else. Kaya sabi ko, drop B. Never regretted that. Drop yung class na yun. Tinawagan ko yung prof kong friend. Madam, kanto ba talaga mga professor sa inyo? Sabi niya, ay nako, kung alam mo lang, ang daming parang sabi niya, this is, why do you think I stepped down as dean? So, sobrang daming issues nun. Kaya, yun. What was your question? Oh my God, ang layo na nung
Hindi, ang tanong ko, parang of all the things na sinasabi mong may failures dahil external factors, parang
ano yung sa akin mismo talaga?
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, madami choices that I make eh. Yun talaga yun eh.
So there were times
there were times talaga. Moving out of the house too early. Kasi, because I wanted to be independent. But, I knew how to I knew how to take care of the house.
Right.
But, I didn't know what the capacity that it took. The mental and the emotional capacity it took.
Saka mo lang ma-realize.
Na hindi mo naman ma-realize yan ever kapag nasa bahay kayo.
Tama.
So that, yun. And then yung financial pa, of course. Akala ko enough na yung sweldo ko.
Naalala ko, magbabayad pa ako ng Meralco ko.
Oo nga kami rin.
Di ba? Correct.
Tapos, ano pa ba? Ano ba yung actual active choice that I made?
Tapos yung may impact. Katulad ng sinabi ko na, sure, it's a big failure, but it doesn't really have to make much of an impact. But a small failure, so to speak, could have a really big impact.
Ayun, lahat ng decisions ko, malalaki yung impact sa ngayon. Kasi nga, I don't know, I think I'm pretty straightforward now. I know what I want. I know what I want in life, and I've been trying, because of those failures, because of those decisions I made, I knew that I had to rush. Because of those earlier decisions, because of deciding not to go back to school early, because of, graduating graduating my first degree when I was, 27, 28? Bakla na ako, kami na ni Miko. So, that was one of the decisions talaga that, ang sakit sa loob.
Parang you had to make up for lost time.
I really had to. Kasi nga, imagine mo, syempre, BPO call center, tapos nilipat ka ng corpo. They won't take that experience eh.
Oh yeah, you did mention.
Ayaw nila. They will treat you like you have zero experience. Which is, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get it. But, ito talaga. So, I had to, after finally graduating, I had to really, nagtrabaho pa ba ako nun? Nagtatrabaho pa ako na isang taon sa call center kasi kailangan ko lang ng trabaho kasi I was living with Nico. And I had to go back home to take care of some family business. Of actually the family business. And then, away sa bahay, away doon. Away with dad. Hindi nagkasundo sa sabi ko na lang, alas talaga ako and ganyan. And then, had to really start over and start from scratch. Akala mo that was 2019? I think, 2016, I don't know, I don't even remember. Basta around, definitely before that was, kailan ba kami ni Miko? 2013, naging kami.
So 14 years now.
2014, 2015, ang sweldo ko sa ahensya, 18,000.
Tapos magkano yun ngayon? Adjusted for inflation, that's like 20
I don't know.
something.
Yun yung sweldo ko sa ahensya nun. Tapos uwian sa Makati to Laguna. Yun yung kwento ko na shoot ang inang traffic yan. Yung umihi ako sa gilid ng bus.
Hindi.
Okay.
Yuck!
Imagine this scenario.
Yuck!
I was, alam mo yung biyahe ng Southwoods.
Oh.
So, Southwoods, I had to go from Binyan, I have to go to Pasita to ride the bus. Tapos Pasita, since night shift ako, 6 p.m., walang dumadaan ng Southwoods. So, hindi doon. So, dadaan siya sa San Pedro Highway. So, San Pedro Highway pa lang, shit, medyo naihina ko. But okay, sige, fair. Middle of the afternoon, around 3-4 p.m. Pero ayan na yung rush hour. Pagdating doon sa Skyway, putang ina, tumigil. Sabi ko, putang ina, dire-diretso na to hanggang EDSA.
Oh.
Ing-ihina ako. As in, ing-ihina ako. Alam mo yung pababa ng
Sa Magallanes?
Bago mag-Magallanes. A few meters away from that pa. Sabi ko, boss, di ko na kaya. Sabi ko sa Barker. Ay, sa
Yung konduktor.
Konduktor. Barker tuloy. Ay, sa konduktor, Chief, hindi ko na kaya. So, pwede umihi dito. Nakatigil naman. Ihi ka na lang dyan sa may gulong. So, ihi ako sa may gulong.
Umihi sa Skyway.
Promise ko sa'yo. And I'm not even done with the story yet. Habang umiihi ako, so ihi na ako, so matagal yun. Habang umiihi ako, umandar yung bus. Sinasabi sa'yo, promise ko sa'yo, naglalakad ako pagilid. Sinusundan ko yung gulong. Habang umiihi ako, I was like, Diyos me.
Alam mo, kung 2014 yan, pasalamat talaga na wala akong nakita kasi along that time, nag-MRT pa ako noon. So, dumadaan from Taft Avenue papuntang Magallanes. Dumadaan kami sa Skyway na yan. It would have been a sight na
wala sa Skyway. Hindi doon.
ba?
Hindi mo madadaanan doon.
Hindi ba? Yung nasa isip ko kasi na doon sa may parang Bounty Fresh Chicken na
No. Before Paseo de Magallanes.
Malayo.
After right after Bikutan. So,
malayo.
Siguro pinagtatawanan din ako ng mga kotseng nasa likod.
Yuck!
But it's fine. So yun talaga, I had to really start over.
Alam mo,
yun?
sobrang
Sagad, as in sagad sa start over talaga yun. Sobrang hirap. Tapos nagkaroon ng kudeta sa office.
kudeta.
Yeah, that's some corpo political bullshit. Na they wanted the GM gone, and since we're friends with the GM, pinagdiskitahan kami. So yun, it was really one job after the other.
I hope you don't mind me asking, nung sinabi mo sa family mo na you're gonna move out, was it on good terms when you went out?
The first time, syempre very reluctant sila. The first time talaga, ayaw talaga nilang pumayag. Wala naman silang choice. Kasi I will move out. Yun lang yun eh. Nag-down na ako. Sinabi ko nag-down na ako. Kumbaga, walang choice. And then, few weeks after, syempre, hindi mo na kumuwi. Na-enjoy ko muna. After nakita nila kung gaano ako kapayat. As in, payat. Not just just really thin. Mukha akong addict.
Wow. Sunken eyes?
Sunken eyes. Yeah, ganun talaga. May hawak na yosi, may inom, call center. Ganun talaga. The first time. The second time, I was working in Makati. I was living with Nico. My excuse was, kasi he's working nearby din. So, doon na, yun yung CGS. Plus, nakita nila yung CGS, the environment was pretty okay. So, pumayag sila. Okay lang. Then, Nico and I moved to Central Park. Nakita nila yung Central Park. Sa Evangelista, tsaka. They didn't even bother going up. They stayed sa parking. As in, hinintay lang nila. There was this one time kasi hinatid nila ako, may kinuha lang ako. Then, ayan. Anyway. Tapos, then umuwi nga ako sa bahay. Nung umalis ulit ako, nung final na, I was taking my master's na.
Right.
During that time kasi, ang sipag ko nun, promise. Sa Binyan ako, umuwi, and then, ang master's was in Taft. And then, my work was in the night shift. 10 p.m. Hanggang 9 p.m. yung classes, 10 p.m., 10, 11 p.m. yung work sa Makati. I was an ops manager na nun. So, I had this certain level of flexibility. Pero I didn't need to use it naman at the time. So, pukpukan talaga ako nun. I would not, there are instances na hindi ako umuwi.
Okay.
I would check in dun sa, in
motel.
one of these dingy motels in Pasay. Mga 12 hours for 550. Or 6 hours for 6-8 hours for 550. Mga ganun. Hindi sa pagkano pa sa Floral?
550. 550 sa Floral.
Diba? 550. Hindi ko ubusin yung oras. Itutulog ko lang talaga siya. Kasi I get off work since medyo may higher level na siya. May OT pa, papers pa after. I would get there around 11 a.m. And then 6 yung pasok. So I had to be awake by 5 or 4:30 para larga na, MRT na and all that. Hindi talaga ako umuwi. Few days, kung yung mga araw na may pasok ako, hindi ako umuwi. Otherwise, kapag wala akong pasok sa school, ako Laguna. Pukpukan talaga yun.
Imagining it.
Yung pagod ko talaga ng ibang klase.
Pagod talaga.
Pero after that naman, what I said was, alam ko pa kasi nasa dinner table sila, mommy. Dumating yung course cards, dumating yung grades. I'm moving out pagod na ako. Pero pinakita ko nakalatag sa kanila yung grades.
Wala sila nasabi.
Na we're high enough.
Oh.
Not perfect, nobody's perfect, but we're high enough to na I can and she was like, okay, sige. Kasi naawa na rin sila, nakita naman nila. So, ayun, back to living with Nico.
Okay.
Kaya those were the days. It was very I don't miss it. But
parang you can look at it fondly.
Yes, I look at it very fondly na pag nakita mo kasi talaga yung tsura ng Central Park, just me naman.
It's very out of character na ikaw, makikita ko, umihi sa gilid ng bus, tapos sa sidewalk.
Diba?
Humahabol ng gulong.
Diba? Tangina talaga, very... Kaya whatever I am now, yun nga, because yung kaartehan ko ngayon, not because I didn't want to do it,
but
because I have sort of I guess, you could say, okay na ako eh. Nagawa ko na yan, wala akong planong gawin ulit yan. I will live in comfort. Kasi nagawa akong magpaka-cowboy. I have earned this right to use a fucking comfort room. Okay na ako.
But dumaan ako dyan. Alam ko na yan. Graduate na ako dyan. Speaking of failure.
Kaya ganito ako arte ngayon. Ano pa ba? Paisip tuloy ako. What are my failure? Ang dami ko kasing failure eh. Most recently. Ito, party alam ko ako to. Feeling ko ako.
Ano yan?
Feeling ko ako. You know that breast milk company I was working for, right?
Yeah.
Breast milk storage company I was working for. So I was working there for more than 3 years already. Yung Diyos ko, tinanggal ako sa trabaho habang sa Taiwan ako.
Oo nga.
Biglang naubusan ako ng access. I think I could have done my job better.
Okay.
Yun lang. Yun yung sa akin. I couldn't consider that the biggest failure, but it was one of the biggest blows. Blow, kumbaga, ang laki kasi ng sweldo ko doon. And then, that was the time we're paying for the house, and that was the year before we're moving in here.
Kasi I remember briefly nagpatulong din si Nico magbantay nung order or basta yung order sa ano.
We were kasi noon. Yun naman sa amin naman yun.
Okay.
We were kumbaga that was my part. Hindi lang yun. Iba pa yun.
Basta
we had our own inventory kasi here in the Philippines. But that was my actual work for them.
Okay.
And nung natanggal ako, sobrang ang laki talaga ng blow. Kasi tanggal ako right after my birthday or during my birthday. And then pag-uwi ko, wala nang trabaho. sure, may isa pa akong client, may isa pa akong work. But I was like, ina, saan ko kukunin yung pera pambayad ng bahay?
Tinamaan ka ng malas, sunod-sunod, no? I mean, the worst possible time.
Yun. I'll go there in a bit. Yun yung external factors. Ito kasi yung feeling ko, yun yung, I understand, I could have done my job better. But also at the same time, I knew it didn't all fall on me, I guess. Kasi, umabot kami sa time na there was no trust between, hindi niya na ako mapagkatiwalaan. Not because I'm doing something fraudulent, but hindi niya na ako mapagkatiwalaan sa trabaho ko. Kasi ang dami kong mali. Kasi nga may mga napapabayaan ako. And on my end, hindi na ako makakilos kasi I was super scared of making a mistake and having her scream at me. She does scream at me. Sinisigawan niya ako. American eh. Culture nila yan. Nandun talaga sa culture yan.
Manigaw?
Oo. Manigaw talaga. As in. I had me as a boss. Yun lang yun.
Okay.
I had the worst version of me as a boss. Smart, funny, but temper, yeah. She was very smart. She was very funny. She was very personal.
But?
The temper lang talaga. Pag tinamaan mo siyang wala siya sa mood. Yun lang talaga. Little mistakes. Grammar Nazi pa. As in, lawyer eh. As in, magkaroon, tipong na timing na wala siya sa mood. Tapos nagkaroon ako ng comma before end, A-N-D, for the word end. Kasi diba,
Oxford?
Yeah, Oxford comma.
Oh.
Nagkaroon ako Oxford comma.
Ayaw niya ng Oxford?
Ayaw niya.
Why?
Ayaw niya.
Oh.
We have Philippinisms, right? Like fill in. It's not supposed to be fill in. If you've noticed, I don't use fill in. Fill out.
Fill out the form.
You have to fill out the form. Pinagalitan niya ako niyan. Hindi naman niya ako sinigawan, pero pinagalitan niya ako niyan. Tapos, it's always said, I know that English isn't your first language. Lagi niyang sasabi yun. Sabi ko, laking blow sa confidence ko nun. I'm proud of the way I talk. Kahit pa paano naman. I knew how I was raised. But, ayun. So, I guess that was one of the biggest blows. And then going back to what you're saying, tuloy-tuloy nga yung malas. Diba? Wala akong nahanap na trabaho. Kailan ko nahanap yung isa?
Recently lang.
Yung sa nasa Laguna na kami, diba?
Oh,
We moved
Laguna
out
na.
of Flair.
Laguna
April ko nahanap si Gloss.
Oo.
Diba? Tapos, a month or two months after that, biglang itong isang client that I had, just me, let me go. Imagine mo, natanggal ako October, hahanap ako ng additional client, April pa. November, December, January, February, March, April.
Oh my God.
6 months. Kaya nag-pile up talaga yung debt ko.
Stress.
6 months wala. Yun talaga, sure ako, external factor yun. Wala. No one was hiring me. Tapos, and then, it was this. And then 2 months after, wala isang client. Letting me go just because, internal changes. Like, really? That's it? Almost 4 years in this job. That's it. That's the treatment that I
Yung ba
would
yung yung parang you're asking na parang how can I do better sa susunod na mga yun ba yun? It's the same company?
No, that was another client.
Okay.
Maga, at that point in time, wala na akong magagawa dun sa client. Kapag sinabi nilang gano'n, imagine mo, middle of my shift, middle of my work day, tapos pinatawag ako sa meeting, today is your last day.
Oh!
Like, girl, come on. So, 4 years, that's how I was treated. And then, okay, sige, I had another one. And then, suddenly, tulog ako, I wake up, Nico's waking me up, because I got that email, di ba? saying na I have to let you go because of ganito.
I think I remember. I think I was here nun.
No, wala.
Wala ba?
Wala ka dito nun. I remember.
Wala ba?
Wala ka dito nun.
Oo, parang nakwento nga na ni Miko na parang,
I
parang
think we have to, I think we have to part ways. Kasi, ano tawag dito? Kasi, we have to part ways. Because I think the expectations were not probably set. On my end, I was 100% sure I set the expectations. Sure na sure ako dun. But,
yun yung time na nag-start uli mag-Diablo.
yun ba?
Yun yun.
Oo, yun.
Yun yun.
Hindi! Not Diablo. 16.
Okay. Okay.
16. Recently
Okay.
lang nag-Diablo ulit.
Okay.
16.
Kasi naalala ko, nag-uusap kami ni Miko dito. Parang, we have to find, hindi naman distraction, but just to take your mind off things. Kasi, that's how you think. Ay, ngayon, alam ko na rin. You think about something else. Nandyan na eh. No use dwelling over it.
Oh, hindi naman Hindi na just because you failed, just because there was a setback. Let's call it setback.
Okay, a setback. It's a better way of framing it.
Just because there was a setback doesn't mean you have to. What's the right term? What's the right phrase for it? Doesn't mean you have to. Hindi dapat yun yung mag-occupy sa utak mo. There's a setback, yes. Do your part. As long as you're doing your part, you're also still allowed to relax. You're also allowed to think of something else.
Makes sense.
Alam mo yun? What I was doing at the time was, instead of hyper-focusing on, shit, bakit wala pa ako interview? Shit, bakit hindi ako mapasa interview? Shit, why aren't they calling me back? Instead of focusing on that and being depressed and like, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong and all that? What can I do better? I analyze it. I take a step back. You analyze it. You analyze the mistake that you made, and you move forward. That's it. I mean, I know it's easier said than done.
Definitely.
If you have issues with your mental health, it's gonna be even harder.
Lalo na kapag wala kang feedback. Diba? You're just relying on yourself. Tapos, minsan napapaisip ka rin na tama ba tong corrections na ginagawa ko sa sarili ko?
Correct.
Diba?
Kasi nga, sa akin nun yung lagi yung pinaka-advice ko. Kasi, mental health, I have mental health issues. We both do. We have the same one. We both have anxiety. So instead of, putting myself in a hole, I put myself in another hole. Charot. Char lang. I focused on it. I applied it. I knew, a big part of me knew I was at least doing my part.
Yeah, you are.
Apply ako. Tuloy-tuloy siya. Every day, send out new applications. This is the goal. This is the target. And, diba, I keep telling you always need to look at the silver lining. You always need to look at the wins. Kasi if you don't, I think everybody is everybody can just go into a black hole. Yun talaga siya eh. Babagsak yung mood mo eh.
Tama.
You're just gonna be depressed and you're gonna be sad all the time. So take a look at the small wins. So every day noon, I was like, I need to apply to at least 10 or 20. I need to send out my CV to at least 10 or 20 companies.
In a day.
In a day. And
Gawin ko din kaya benchmark yan ngayon.
Yeah, you should.
Kasi lalo malinis na yung resume ko.
You should. Kaya nga, sabi namin sa'yo, you need to open your eyes. It's good that you're hyper-focused. It's good that you still have this goal in mind. But what's not good is while having this, you might be closing yourself up to other opportunities.
Alam mo, speaking of failures, napapaisip tuloy ako. Kasi di ba kanina sabi ko na yung biggest failure ko was that exams. Napaisip ako, may isa pa pala akong failure na hindi siya career-oriented, but hindi siya related sa career, but its impact is so huge nonetheless. It was Kasi tapos na-mention mo din kanina na when you were moving out, it took a lot of patience and as well as courage, guts, di ba? Well, napaisip din ako na one of the biggest failures, I guess, it's not an active choice, but rather it's a failure because I didn't do anything. It's rather, lack of a better term, stand up to my parents, I guess.
Well, honestly, as I told you before, that standing up to your parents takes more than guts.
Yeah, I mean, standing up to my parents, parang earlier.
No, honestly, I do agree with that decision that you didn't stand up to them earlier. Kasi the thing is, how I see it, a lot of people that I know are too much of in a rush, which I totally get. I was too. I am too. Right now, I'm still rushing. Just go. Dami ng projects ko, di ba? I'm rushing, but coming out or fighting for your beliefs, yun na lang, fighting for your beliefs within your home, you need to back yourself up eh.
Yeah, I would agree.
Kasi, what do you call this? Kasi, I think whoever your parents are, whatever their approach is, personally lang to, personal belief ko lang, it's coming from a place of love. Sure, mali yung actions nila, but it's still, love behind it. Mali lang sila magmahal.
Taray!
Mali lang sila magmahal. May ganun eh. That's what they think is right eh. And magulang, they always think they're right. And kasi apart from lakas ng loob, ano gagawin mo?
Tama. Pero, na-mention mo nga kasi na parang there's also the importance of doing your part as well.
Yeah.
Na parang, when I did that I mean, sure, hindi pa rin sila 100% on board. I mean, they're still, actively praying and all that shit. But, katulad nga nasabi mo sa akin, because I did that already, the ball is already on their side of the court.
Yeah, it's on their court. And I think once you prove yourself, kasi wala na rin naman sila magagawa eh.
Yeah.
Kaya nga nung kami nun when we came out, sige, ganto, ang daming sinabi. Okay, no problem. That's because we haven't proved anything.
Yung mga sinabi ba nila like the usual things?
Because we haven't proved anything. So they think, at least from our parents' perspective, they think na we can't think for ourselves yet.
Right.
Parang ganon. We can't think for ourselves yet. Pero kasi when we started moving, when we started improving, yung kung saang place.
Kasakit nila yung CGS.
Hindi pa CGS eh. After kasi CGS Central Park eh. CGS kasi bed space eh.
Okay.
CGS bed space, tapos Central Park is our old place. Tapos after that was...
CGS ilang kayo nun?
Andun yung family nung andun yung family nung kung sa kami bed space.
Okay.
So madami.
Okay.
Mas tatlo pa kami sa kwarto. Diba?
Oh.
So, it was a means to it, yung CGS na yun. So, after that, na Central Park, okay, great, have our own place. Start building. Okay, pangit yung place, full of roaches, smelly, all of that.
Tapos may may barilan.
May barilan pa nangyari. Just me, you. I'm not even gonna get into that. Tapos, and then we moved to Wakwak. And there's one thing our parents know, it's brand, it's names.
Wakwak.
Wakwak is still Wakwak. So when we moved to Wakwak, everything stopped. Like, it just stopped. Kasi we lived there. So it was sort of our way
of saying
na you just needed to trust us. We can make it. Yun lang naman. Yun yung pinaka-achievement sa part na yun. So until I think until you can say it, okay lang to stand down. Some people actually said, I saw this tweet before na sobrang sobrang triggered ako. Pero I didn't really say anything publicly about it, or I didn't tweet about it. But parang ang sabi do sa tweet, this was a long time ago, this was a few years ago na. I won't forget this kasi my friends and I shared the same opinion.
Okay.
The tweet was like, parang inaano niya yung parents niya na, why do I have to prove myself to you guys? Yun yung point ng tweet. Why do I have to prove myself?
I think I saw that at some point. Yeah.
It was a long time ago. Na, yes, I'm gay, but why do I need to prove myself to?
Right.
Why do I need to prove myself to you guys? And I was like, then nag-isip-isip talaga to, why is this so bad? Why is this take wrong for me?
Okay.
For me.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, why is this wrong? Why is this take wrong for me? And I think it's because of that. It's because, don't you want to have a nice life for yourself? If you don't want to prove anything to them, don't. But don't make wrong decisions just because you don't want to prove anything. Okay, don't prove anything to them, but at least prove something to yourself. Again, going back to my point, at the end of the day, it's coming from a place of care. It's coming from a place of love. They're your parents. Who wouldn't want? What kind of parent would not want to see their child succeed?
Well, that's a very optimistic way of putting it. Kasi
It is. It's very optimistic.
sa akin, I think that, honestly, to gaslight myself na they're coming from a place of love.
It's not.
Sa akin, I'm gaslighting myself.
True. But it's not, I really think it's not gaslighting yourself. It's just, yun talaga eh. What kind of parent wants their child to fail? Diba? I mean, I'm not even an actual parent. Sure, we have a house, we have kids. I have, yung mga malalanding yun. But, seeing them grow up and not ask for my advice anymore. It's not to say that, if they ask me for anything, I'm more than happy to. Huwag lang financially, but if they ask me for advice,
Subukan nila kay Miko yan.
true. I'd be more than happy to give them. But seeing them just grow up and succeed on their own terms. Alam mo yung history ng mga yun, yung mga baklang yun. Diyos ko.
I get what you mean.
Yun nga, seeing them grow up.
A sense of fulfillment?
Not even eh. Kasi I didn't really help much. I would like to think I was only there for the last couple of years.
Okay.
At the end of the day, anything that they do was, anything that they can do was inside them all along. I just really, I saw it. So I think if
You saw their insides.
If I helped in any way, I just think I just needed to bring some courage out. Yun lang talaga, to bring some courage out and to make sure they made the right choices. To give their options, to present their options to them, to clear their heads and stuff like that. The rest, totally up to them. That's all them.
Question. Kasi may naisip ako parang it takes a lot of patience to get from one point to another. Especially, for example, when you're trying to make the right decisions na hindi ka sanay. You know it's right, but hindi siya swak sa sistema mo ngayon.
Like you?
Going back.
Like you?
Going back.
Not you as a joke. You as what you're doing.
For example, habits, systems. So, alam mong mali yung sistema mo. Alam mo yung decisions that you're making are wrong. But it takes a shitload of patience and understanding na you have to make the right decision even though labag siya sa'yo. And my point is, parang I've always been hearing Miko na parang, and ikaw din, na when you're my age, halos pareho tayo. So, how did you learn yung patience na yun?
Wala. I will tell you what I keep telling you. May choice ba? Wala man choice eh.
You know what? For the past months that we've been together,
Di ba?
I've automatic na yun sa isip ko eh.
May
For
choice na ba?
example, kapag nababad trip ako, tapos, yun, for example, colleagues ko, magsasabi, ganyan, bad trip sila, ganyan. Tapos sasabihin ko, well, it doesn't change the fact that we still have a job to do. Tapos sasabihin nila, parang at the end of the day, yun na din yung sinasabi ko eh. Pag sinabi nila, how can you keep a smiling face? Sabi ko, may choice ba?
Correct. Di ba? Yun lang yun. It's that simple. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's a pill you have to swallow anyway. My choice pa.
Para it is what it is.
It is what it is. Wala ka naman choice eh. Wala ka naman choice but to do it. Sure, you don't, for example, corpo. Di ba? Daming corporate politics. It's not supposed to be that way.
Kakatakot nga pumasok sa corporate.
My very good BFF is very, very optimistic lagi sa work. It's not supposed to be this way. It's supposed to be this way. I get it. I understand. But at the end of the day, they're the boss.
Right.
You're not.
Kaya lagi mainit ulo eh.
Yeah. There are certain things to say, it doesn't mean you stop fighting.
It doesn't mean that.
It just means at this point in time, wala ka namang magagawa.
Pero here's my take on it eh. Para if you expect the best out of people, it's also giving them a level of respect. Kesa naman na wala kang expectations sa kanila dahil ay bobo to eh.
Hindi. Iba naman yun. That's a different thing eh. You talk to them about it. You do that with your friends. But you see your boss doing something that's wrong. Would you still expect the best out of them?
Fair point.
Yun eh. You expect things to be done in the proper way.
Nakaka-frustrate.
Not the best way. Oh yeah. It's very frustrating. But kesa ma-frustrate ka palalo, i-level mo na lang yung sarili mo na ilalabas ko lang to, hanggang dito lang yung frustration ko. Kasi, pag log off mo, affected ka pa din. Gusto mo ba yun? Yun eh. Gusto mo ba yun? Kaya sasabi sa sarili ko, wala. Wala pa ako eh.
Good choice eh. I mean,
siya to eh. Okay, sige. Ang sa akin, pag gano'n, ang defense ko ng lagi, pag sa corpo, basta hindi ako accountable dito Decision mo to. Pag pumalya to,
that's all on you.
Ilalaglag kita. Walang pasahan. Doon kita sasagutin na, oh, that's not my call to make. That wasn't my call. It was this. So, bahala ka dyan. And, that's how you keep a level head, I think. Mainis ka kung sa mainis ka. Great. But you gotta tell yourself at the end of the day, wala ka ng choice kundi gawin. Gusto mo kumita, gusto mo kumain, gusto mo magbayad ng bills. Anong magagawa natin, di ba?
Hey, talking about
we weren't born rich.
Yeah.
We weren't born like some people. I know some people who are.
Pakilala mo nga ako?
Ulul mo. But alam mo yun, some of us don't have a fallback. And I think that's actually me being me, my whoever I am now. Sko, ang dami kong project recently, di ba? Lahat yun, I'm scared of failing. Podcast, non-profit,
right.
Big boy training,
right.
All of those. I'm scared of really, really failing. And so far, it's not. It's there. It's there, and I like doing it.
Right.
And I am very grateful. I'm very, very, very grateful for the audience. But sa akin kasi, nawala yung train of thought ko. Ang ina.
Ay, natatakot ka mag-fail yun. Ang dami mong projects ngayon.
Kumbaga, ayun. Naalala ko na. So, napapunta. Ang dami kong projects. But there's also a reason why that is. Apart from, I need an outlet. I need a productive outlet for myself. Right. I need the extra kita. It's also because I don't have a fallback. The thing before with the family business is the thing before with the family business when I left. I told my mom I'm never coming back to the business, not home.
Okay.
To the business, I'm never coming back because I think, I mean, kahit na maliit lang, Diyos ko, maliit lang naman yung business. Below the line agency lang naman yan. But I think it was subconsciously holding me back. Na tipong, because I know I have that, because I know may babalikan ako, because I know may hihingan ako pag nawalan ako, I become complacent. I become not really lazy, but yeah, complacent is the right word. I become complacent. It doesn't push me. It doesn't drive me. And when I told my mom that na hindi na talaga ako babalik sa business. It's nothing against them, it's nothing against her, nothing against dad, nothing against the business. It's just sabi ko, I have to do this. I wanna make it. I have to do this on my own. I'm grateful for everything, but I have to do this on my own. I have to be the person na pag hindi ako nagtrabaho, wala akong kakainin. Plain and simple. Yun lang yun. Wala akong pambayad sa bills. Wala akong kakainin. Yun. And so, nabusog ka ba? I know talking about failures is never easy. No one likes the feeling of failing, let alone talking about it more and more after the fact, you know? However, and I do stand by this, I think that our greatest failures can actually help build our character. It actually helps us become the person who we are today. How about you? Do you have any big failures you'd like to share? Something that helped shape you to become the person you are right now? Feel free to share them. You can always find me on X at Louis Zabala or on Instagram at Louis1026. And wherever you're listening to us from, thank you. Please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button, whether it's on YouTube or Spotify. Till next time, see you around, folks.